Little scrape. Nope.
So, Craig and I had this old wiring kit floating around. It was for Mustang, good early first gen, 65 through 68, 69, whatever. Basic Ford wiring kit from QuickWire. I don't know what all's been done to it. I can't remember if we played with it, or I think we were going to use it in Craig's wife's convertible, and then he ended up getting a different wiring harness for whatever reason. So I don't even know how many circuits this is or anything else, but I'm going to go ahead and just make it work in the Rogue since we have it. It looks to me like he has already spent a good deal of time going through it and separating it, bundling it all together. Let's find out, because that would be awesome since I hate the wires. Craig hates the sanding, I hate the electricals. So we've got what looks like our steering column. This will be headlights, radio, brake switches. This is the cause of this entire endeavor right here, getting the headlights to work. I'm sure it's something simple, but you know, honestly, the wiring that was in it was only ever made to just kind of get by. It's been patched together by myself, my uncle, Craig, a couple of our friends. I mean, a bunch of us have all been in there multiple times now, messing with stuff, so it's all kind of just a hodgepodge of bits and pieces and none of it good, really. So, man, this is excellent. I'm glad that, I don't know if it was Craig or our buddy John or Uncle Vance or who, but somebody was very kind and all of this already bundled up. It's very nice. Very nice. And the tail light, so my motor stuff. Alright. So 12 circuit, more than enough for me. And we'll get that situated pretty easily. Alright, cool. Yeah. Putting all my flashers and hazards and everything else in there. I'll be getting a bunch of different connectors. Steering column. I'm going to go ahead and set this up with an extra wire for the steering column because I'm probably going to convert over to electric power assisted steering at some point. Probably do the Toyota Corolla or Prius gear drive that they have. They're really inexpensive, and from what I can tell, it's pretty simple. All the stuff's there with the Toyota products. You only need to use the stuff that's there. You don't have to have a second module or an aftermarket module or anything to compensate for it. The fail-safe mode is just an even amount of pressure regardless of speed, so it'll be more like a traditional power steering anyways. So that'll be fine for this little cruiser. And I can get the really, I mean, it's amazing how well AMC did getting a straight rod all the way from right in front of you all the way down to the front of the frame there where they put their gearbox, but it's a huge pain to try and get headers around that. That was a big cause for the really boogered set of headers that's in there right now. I've got several other headers that I would much rather use, but I didn't want to cut up. So getting that out of that way and running a few joints in it and just basically redoing that steering column altogether. It's old, it's worn out, the steering wheel's broken, so there's no sense in keeping it. Now with all the other custom stuff I'm doing to it anyways, because, you know, hot rod, right? Can't leave well enough alone, gotta keep messing with it. That's the whole, I think that's half the purpose of owning one, is having an excuse to work on it. So anyways, we'll come back. I'm just gonna look through this and kind of go over the wires, and I'll figure it out from there. I hate wiring like Craig hates sanding. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. That's why I've got Hoyt here to help me, and I got my buddy Brian flying in from Arizona a few weeks to help me get all of this stuff completely buttoned up and done up right. Because, well, A, he likes doing it. B, he's good at it. C, it means I don't have to. And C is the most important of that bunch, because I hate the wiring. Which is sad, because this is honestly a fairly simple wiring job. There's no electronics to speak of in the car. The most complicated thing in the whole vehicle is the radio. Now I'm adding some complication because I'm putting LED lights everywhere, but that's just a couple of powers and grounds and a switch. That's no big deal. But after fighting with this bit of stupidity for about an hour trying to feed it through by myself, I finally called in some help. Now Hoyt's here, currently holding the camera. See him in a second. But I got this whole wiring loom for the trunk and for the tail lights and my fuel gauge and everything else. I fed it through right here because this is where I cut off the loom, but I wasn't remembering that it needs to feed in from back here in this vent hole down into here so that it tucks in and out of the way and doesn't just dangle and where everybody can see it. So now I have to do other things, but at least this way I don't have to deal with the craziness that I was dealing with, because I'll have somebody to hand it to me and help feed it, which was a nightmare and took every bit of my 6'4" wingspan all the way across this way to try and reach either into that so I could pull it a millimeter at a time. Now, it wasn't until I was almost done that I realized I put it through the wrong hole. So, go me. Let's see if I can actually get it down there. So it goes underneath that somehow. All right, we're back. All right, find door number 1. Let's see if I can get this off without stripping it. Painted in a dozen times through the years. Ta-da. I mentioned I hate wiring.
Oh, that's bloody you.
Yeah, hey look, it's like somebody put an access point there. Alright. I don't know what's what. Medusa. And I'll loom that there like so. We'll get all this stuff tucked up and cleaned up underneath the dash, and I'll use a loom on that so you can't see it. Okay, now for the part, I'll get this taped up and then we'll reset because I'm going to have Hoyt's help to fish this through, because this is the part that just about killed me last time. I'm gonna do it by myself. This is the old wiring harness.
It's going to the back.
Yeah, it's better than, easier than trying to run piece of tape or, you know, fishing tape or whatever they call it. I don't know. Not an electrician, like I said. Tape the electricals. We want to tape this good, because nothing worse than losing it halfway through. Do this, make sure you use good tape, not some cheap masking tape or something like that, because like I said, this stuff comes off. You're in for a world of hurt. Way less fun. Alright, so we'll stop it there, we'll come back to it, we'll set up something that you can see fishing it through. Okay, we determine time in the lights here, so we're going to pull it through here to the midway point, which is back here, coming out just in front of the wheel well. It's around the wheel well through pulls out here, back of the in front of the wheel well, and it goes through the side of the wheel well, through the back tray into the trunk, and gets separated out from there. So I'm going to pull it to here, and then I'll go to the trunk and pull it through there. But I'm going to pull it right there to begin with. So, all right. Oh, you all right?
Yep.
It's fire! Bit him. All right. Let's see. Okay. Now we're going to pull it through right here. Now we're going to pull it through right here. Let's see if we can't get a decent something to set up so you can see.
I want that to kind of hug the wheel well.
Yeah.
There you go.
Is that it?
Pretty much it.
Okay.
I mean, you could probably come a little bit. There we go.
I don't need it super taut or anything.
Okay. Yep, and that's
All right.
it.
Excellent. It's in there.
What about this top one?
The top one goes to the dome line. I need to cut that off so I can pull a separate wire.
No, okay.
Yeah, that's all the old speaker wire. We can get rid of a bunch of that. I don't know what all that goes to. There's the end. And this is all random speaker wire stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, just leave it there. We'll cut that back in.
Get a good
Yeah.
zoom in on
Where it needs to feed.
where it needed to feed from the front and then into the back.
And I'll loom that up where it's exposed a little better, just to keep it protected from, stuff on the, people sitting in down the seat. Not that most people are going to be sitting in the back seat of this. Most people are scared to ride with me, honestly. All right, you can kill it. All right, I'm gonna have my son Aiden help me pull some wires through to the front. That way I can more easily do this, because it's gonna be a pain to try and do it by myself. So say hi, Aiden. All right, excellent. So go from here. So yeah, right now we're just trying to dig out. That's my fresh air vent down there. Hoyt's getting the kicker panels out. I got new carpet. I finally found some for this silly thing. You can use a screwdriver inside here and start turning it, or any kind of pry.